Okay, herzlich willkommen. A warm welcome to all of you. I've been looking at some other speeches or presentations, and actually, I just want to give a little insight of our company, but I want to bring you a little with us into what is the future of hybrid pitches and what is real sustainability instead of greenwashing or something like that. Yes. So we first will have a small introduction of our company, of course, because we are on this spot, and of course we want to market our company a little bit. And for the further part, as I said, I would like to bring you along in our thinking about what is real sustainability. It's not that I'm going to convince you of any climate changes or CO2 emissions. Let the scientists do that and believe what you like to believe. But I think, and I actually really believe that there's a change coming towards us. Just recently there was a huge conference here in Switzerland as well, where almost all countries in the world were talking about the future of plastics. And as we all know, the hybrid pitches are made, it is plastic fiber we put in, or it's plastic in your carpet-based lay and play. Next to that, we also see that companies or clubs or municipalities or local governments, etc., are struggling with an end-of-life hybrid pitch. When you have an end-of-life playmaster, which is 1 or 2 or 3 years, or sometimes even longer, or when you are a venue or a stadium where you have to exchange every year, where to go with the rest product. So you can take out the hybrid, you can take out the carpet, but then what? Yes, you can separate it for partly, and then what? Well, this being said, will be the end of my presentation. First, I'll give you a small introduction of myself. My name is Jon Heese. I was for 12 years in the high-tech greenhousing business, and since approximately 5 years I'm in the sports field business. Started at a turf grower for a couple of years, and now since about 2 years I'm working for Tarkett Sports, which I really like to see the similarities in that, because in a high-tech greenhouse you also use a heating system, you also use an irrigation system, ventilators, for example, lights, to control your microclimate inside your greenhouse. And that is something that you as a groundsman also try to do in your stadium, to make sure that your grass gets the right conditions as far as you can control that. Well, first of all, who is Tarkett? Well, Tarkett is a quite big company in the world. We are based worldwide. We are in all types of flooring. So flooring for inside, outside, sports flooring, offices. Actually, we are a one-stop go if you are a stadium director or facility manager and you want to renew your whole stadium with flooring or surfaces from the pitch outside towards the business areas inside. Within the Tarkett, you have two items. So you have the Tarkett flooring and you have Tarkett sports. And within that family, we have the artificial side. We have with Basel, we have our running tracks. We have the indoor sports flooring, and of course, the reason I'm standing here is for hybrid. So let's talk about hybrid, please. Is there anyone where I need to explain what a hybrid pitch is? No one, so we know exactly all what a hybrid pitch is. Just a small summary. Um, sorry, I forget. Yeah. So just a small summary. Uh, um, Hybrid is, I think, I believe the best option between a 100% natural pitch and an artificial pitch. You want to have a sand base where you can have a good drainage capacity for your water, and you need to stabilize that sand base, and that's why you put in fibers. We put them in at several grids. We call it a grid. It's 2 by 2 centimeters, or 2 by 4 centimeters, or 4 by 4, whatever is necessary for that certain subsoil, conditions to get the best quality. Next to that, you also have a carpet-based. So the previous one is a stitch-based, and you have a carpet-based hybrid system, where you have a backing made out of certain materials. Mostly it's PE or PP, so polypropylene and polyethylene. This is really convenient when you have to exchange very quickly and you want to play on it tomorrow if you install it today, for example. So, what's our mission at Tarkett? Well, we are in the sporting business because we absolutely believe that anyone should play on a pure and really good quality pitch. To maintain that and to produce something like that and install a pitch like that, you have to believe from the core of your heart that you are there to install a perfectly balanced pitch, that you bring in a good starting point for the groundsman, because the pitch is as good as the groundsman, of course, and the weather conditions. So there are many factors, but we are a small radar in that all, getting the best pitch there, especially also on player safety guides. And well, where we perform is actually how we perform. And we believe we are a little bit different in that, as it is essential to constantly improve yourself and add value to a customer. Adding value for a customer is, I believe, very important. I think we have some proven track records around the world. We have pitches, we have about 900 stitched hybrid pitches around the world in all continents and for all venues in the past. But that's not only adding value to your client, it's also talking to them. When they have a project, talk to them, listen to them, what is needed, what is necessary, and how can we interact and combine all that knowledge that we have together with the knowledge that the groundsman has, in combination with the several installation companies like Groundworks, the irrigation, the drainage, etc. And of course, we cannot do that alone, or at least I can't. We have a really great team for that. We have our Dutch operators. They also know when they are at a project, they know what they have to perform. Each time I visit one of the projects we are installing, my first question to our operators is this the best pitch you ever made? And that is something what they have to believe, yes, this is the best pitch I'll ever make. And the next one will be also the best. And when someone says, yeah, it's okay, that's not good enough. And if it's good enough, no, it's not good enough. Of course, this needs to be all communicated. Therefore, we have good project managers, which keeps you daily or every day or every second day, whatever is necessary. Keeps you informed, status updates. And of course, very important also, our agronomists, who really come to you, help you. They are from the business. They know how to be in a stadium. They are old groundsmen or turf growers, etc. And that's, I believe, the whole package is very important as a company as Tarkett. Some small, just brief history. Late 80s, we were challenged as, in that time we were called DESO, we were challenged for coming up with a solution. At that time, you had 100% natural, and on the other hand, you had the artificial. So we were challenged to come up with an idea to improve the quality of natural sports fields. And at that time, we invented in that time, it's called the Deso system, and I think in the UK they still call it a Deso pitch. But in the meantime, we were taken over by Tarkett GrassMaster. But again, you know, the Dutch Olympic Committee, they challenged us to come up with an idea, and we came up with hybrid stitch pitches. In the meantime, we've gained some, you know, competition, which is very healthy, and well, looking at how it evolved from the late 80s until where we are now, it looks to me that we had quite a good idea in the late 80s, which is still quite actual and relevant today. Important in improving yourself constantly. It's not only on your ideology of working method, in training your staff to be up to a certain quality level, but also looking at your machinery. Well, as you can see, we had in the early 2000s, we were still stitching with diesel-powered machines, which had a quite low outcome. That evolved during the years, and in the end, now we are almost solely stitching with our Gen 5 machine. We produced that together with VDL in the Netherlands. It's very lightweighted. It's 100% electric, so no hydraulics anymore, which is quite important. Looking at, you don't want any hydraulic issues on your pitch when it's just installed. And it's half of the weight as the machine to the left, for example, with a better weight distribution. To see those machines in actions, and especially please look at our people, because they are smiling, and when people are working and smiling, that's a good thing in my opinion. There's no music sound, but that's okay. This is our project at the KNVB. We produced all their, we installed all their pitches at the KNVB, the artificial and the hybrid pitches, where the Dutch national team is training on. All Dutch national teams, the women, the men, the young teams, etc. See, everybody is smiling and working, so they're happy. They're happy to work with the machines, and they are very happy to install a high-quality hybrid pitch. But with these machines, we install a complete pitch in approximately 8 days. And what we see now with the shallow stitching, which is also a possibility, there it can even be done in 4 days. Last week we were honored to stitch the pitch at Atletico Madrid, for example. We started on a Wednesday and we were ready on a Saturday, so they could play on it. So that was the part about our company. Very interesting. Maybe you already know our company, maybe you got some insight of our company now. Now let's go to sustainability. To me, sustainability is a word that almost everybody has now quite, can say quite quickly, but what is real sustainability now? Of course, we at GrassMaster and Tarkett, we are of course fully aligned with our sustainability. We have a strategy for that, and I can tell you we only use the highest quality polymers. We do recycle. We have a certain dream at Tarkett Sports where we want to have in the future, in the somewhere future, have all our materials which we produce are being produced out of recycled materials. of course, we are working very hard on that, and this is something you want to strive, but it is also quite difficult. And especially when looking at all the possibilities and solutions there are, because if you have a recycled material, it is approximately 20 to 50% more expensive than made out of virgin material. So the production from virgin material, so new material, is still much cheaper. And are you willing, as a customer, are you willing to pay this 30% or 40% more on that you have more sustainable pitch, that you have a pitch made out of recycled materials? Next to that, we see that the recycling business is mostly looking at the artificial turf. And for hybrid, it's very difficult to get, customers, or you don't have a steady line. Looking at artificial, you know already actually how many pitches next year will be taken out, being replaced. So that is what you know. For hybrid, that's a little bit different. And what do you have as a leftover product? And when is it clean enough, and for what purpose can it be used? And these are all items you have to take into consideration, talking about recycled items, or recycling, or circular economy, etc. So how does hybrid fit into this recycling world? And I think for this we have to take a closer look on what is being used, what kind of materials, what goes in, and what kind of solutions there at the moment are. Well, as we know, hybrid, or it's a carpet-based, or it's a stitched pitch, all of this is being made of virgin materials, virgin plastics, virgin polymers. Using recycled material is almost not possible to do the extrusion of new fibers when there's just one, because that extrusion of new fibers is such a precision work that when you have just a little bit of sand going into the machine, you destroy the whole machine. So you have to make something else out of it. So let's look at the numbers. We have every hybrid pitch, stitched or carpet based, is made out of polypropylene or polyethylene, which normally would be quite easy to recycle, but to what? So we know we can't make new fibers out of it. We can't make the, let's say, virgin fibers out of it. So what can you do? Well, you can make picnic tables, but you have to look for another market for this. So what is the recycling in that? And if you have a hybrid stitch pitch where there's about approximately 6,000 to 8,000 kilos, depending on what type you have, 6,000 to 8,000 kilos of plastic in it. Well, that's, if you look to, let's say, a picnic table, 150 kilos per picnic table. So are you in the market for 50 picnic tables? I can't sell them. So what we quite often hear, that there's a lot of talking about sustainability and recycling, but what is now truly a solution, or what is greenwashing? So what options do you have? So I already mentioned recycling. This is a possibility, but what kind of products do you get out of it? And to what type of products your material will be reproduced, and are buyers or consumers interested in paying 50 or 30% more on a recycled material? Then there's also quite some innovation going on, of course, and maybe the best example is biodegradable fibers. There is a lot of talking about it, but what is it? Is it true? Is it greenwashing? Is it? It's very difficult. I'm not saying I'm going to give you the answers today, but I just want to bring you along in what the story really is. And I think the answer for example, biodegradable plastics is quite nuanced. They often are marketed as eco-friendly alternatives, but they don't always live up to the hype they have, especially because during degradation process, they break down into smaller particles, which in the end we call microplastics. Or it is maybe necessary with biodegradable fibers to have an industrial composting method. That's all adding to the cost. And who is paying for that cost? And is there a market for the residue? I don't know. The thing is, when you're thinking about sustainability, always context matters. Therefore, I'm just like to warn you for any misleading claims about how environmentally friendly certain products are. Watch out for vague claims. And, well, there are many examples of that, because you can have your fibers which comes out of a pitch. You can bring that to a dump site where they take out just the fibers, they burn it, and the heat and the CO2 goes to a greenhouse, and you grow strawberries out of it. But in what case is this greenwashing, or in what case is this sustainable? So I just want to bring you along in that story, that context matters, and when you are looking in somewhere in the nearby future to a new, big decision of buying a new hybrid pitch, whether it's carpet-based or it's a stitch pitch, and you as a venue or as a stadium are looking into more sustainable solutions, just make sure that you are making conscious choices and ask what is really going on. In my opinion, the best for our company, the best way to look at it is at the Johan Cruyff Arena. The Johan Cruyff Arena, well, they set a goal to be an emission-free stadium. If that goal is going to be reached, I don't know, but they set the goal. So they are trying to set a new standard for multi-venue stadiums. To give you a little bit of history, Tarkett Sports and GrassMaster have been started about 15 years ago, being a supplier for the Johan Cruyff Arena. In the meantime, we have become, I think, a partner to the arena, and even to be more specific, a sustainability partner. Well, the Johan Cruyff Arena changes their pitch at least once a year. In a normal year, it will be once a year due to all the venues they have and the concerts, etc. in the summertime. But if Metallica comes and they want to do a concert in March or April, yes, that is going to happen. When it's, of course, possible with football matches. I believe also because of this, the arena is financially quite stable and a very healthy stadium. But to give you an insight, in the past years, the Johan Cruyff Arena had numerous meetings regarding the plastic cup, which they use in the stadium where you drink beer out of, or the waste management they have. They had numerous meetings on that, how to do that in the most sustainable, eco-friendly, and cost-friendly way. And, well, to put it down a little, there's one meeting we have, and they sign off and they say, well, Tarkett, please provide us with a hybrid pitch. And we pump a whole container of plastic yarn into the pitch. And there's also an end of life to that. Well, and that is actually why the Johan Cruyff Arena, they challenged us, and that's why we challenged ourselves, to look at okay, how can we go to maybe emission-free, or how can we go to a real sustainable pitch? So we as Tarkett have started looking at biodegradable fibers, have started looking at, okay, how should be the recycling, and all that knowledge I try with this presentation. I'm not a normal classical speaker, but I try to bring you with this presentation a short insight of all the items you would have to take reckon with in the future going to sustainability, and that is what the Arena challenged us to be. And being a partner like that with the Arena means, well, you have to push the limits, and actually, in my opinion, you as a customer, you as a multi-venue stadium, should demand this from your hybrid supplier, whether it's us or someone else. It doesn't matter. You should demand it to know where, in the future, if you want to go to more sustainable, where it goes to. So demand is from your hybrid partner. But thus into well, our belief in the challenge we got, and what I think also our obligation towards our customers and clients, to keep in mind the highest quality and player safety, of course. We challenge ourselves to be the first again. We were the first ones in the 80s coming up with the Deso hybrid stitch system. And now I think we will be the first again with a 100% hybrid pitch. And this is actually when well, challenges and dreams become the future, and they become reality. And you are actually all in the presence of a small premiere here. The future of hybrid, in our opinion, the future of hybrid pitches, whether it's a carpet-based hybrid system or a stitch system, should be going to 100% organic. And this is actually the first glance of our Tarkett 100% organic fiber for your hybrid solution in the future. Well, this is just a glance of it. Whenever you're intrigued or more interested, please come to speak with my colleague Adriana or myself. We're here together for the rest of the day. And do you have any questions? We are doing quite some we're not only there. We do quite some testing with it, and it's quite far. Yes, and we believe by the end of the year we have the finished product.
And it will degrade in how many years?
That's a good question. We believe it would be about 2 years minimum. So. Especially for venue stadiums where you have a carpet-based hybrid system, or you want a shallow stitch, this could be a very interesting solution. But also for the future, it's 100% organic, so you have definitely no microplastics. There's no plastics involved. It's 100% organic.
It might even be cheaper because you don't have to sieve your.
It's cheaper in the end for the customer, because you don't have, at the end, now you have to get rid of the plastic, whether it's carpet-based or stitched. In the future, you just bring it to an organic waste. It's pure organic.
And the fiber can be used in a stitch and in a carpet layer.
Yes, indeed. It's for the people who didn't hear the question. If the fiber could be used in a stitched or a carpet-based, yes, both of it. It's a game changer.